Hello children, how are you all? I hope you are happy and healthy and studying also. As we have completed 11 chapters in English grammar book, and today we are going to start a new topic which is very important for you, and it's having a format, and this topic is notice writing. First of all, what are notice? How you feel when you get a notice about any holidays, how you feel when you get notice about examination. So that feeling we can understand. So these type of the notices are coming from authorities, from office, from principal and teachers are used to give us notices about any information. So you can say it's a very short form of information. With this, we can inform many people at a time, and we just issue a notice about anything, any event, any you can say any incident or anything. We can give information once in a time, and we just in a very few word, in a very formal way, we can inform the people in a written manner. So this is called notice. So notice is a piece of information in a very formal way. It is in a written form. So that is called notice. So notice, I hope it is clear to you the meaning of notice, because notice is giving you information about any event or any exam or any holidays. So these type of the notice will inform you that this competition will be held on this date. So any information you can get from the notice. So notice is used to give information. So let's start. I'm going to write the definition of notice, and then we will discuss on this. So when we are supposed to write notice, where it is need to write notice, so that is very important. So let's start. So first of all, a very you can say grammatical definition of notice. It is a notice is a short composition meant to formally communicate a piece of information about some event or happening to a group of people to whom it may concern. It means it's a piece of information and it is to be given that people, those who are concerned about it. So it's a piece of information which can circulate, or you can say which can be given in a form of notice. So this is called notice, and notice is used to give by anyone, or you can say the authorities can inform you for anything. That is why they are using notice. Now first of all, we should know why we are going to write notices, why we are writing notice. So this is the form of writing in a very formal way. You are not supposed to write anything in this notice. You have to be very particular about what you are writing. You should be concise, and what message and what information you are supposed to give, that you will give in a very concise way, in a very straight way and direct way. So that you always keep in mind. First of all, before talking about the topic of format, how we are supposed to write a notice, first of all we will discuss when we are writing a notice. So first of all, first thing, a sport event. Suppose if our organization having a sports event, and the authority of our organization will inform you, so there will be an annual sports meet from this date to this date. Everybody should inform that they will like to, if they would like to participate, they just give their names in different type of the event. So that type of the notice will be given by the authorities. Now, second is a cultural event. Whenever in the school you all already got many times annual functions, or you can say notice about Rakhi making competition or debate, these type of the cultural events already organized by the schools. So many times you get notice that this event will be held on this date, and those who want to participate, they can inform their this particular teacher. So this type of the notice already circulated in the schools, and you know about this. So this is called notice. So why we are using this? To circulate or you can give the information to the group of people in a very formal way. That time we are supposed to use notice writing. Now here, change in rules and regulation. Whenever there is a change in a rules and regulation, then authorities and high post people can communicate with people to give a piece of information about this change in this rule, that you have to follow this. So this type of the information will be given by the notice. Now next is a meetings. Suppose if in our school having parent teachers meeting, so meetings whenever it is required, though teacher will inform you or principal will inform you, there will be a parent teachers meeting from this time to this time on this date. So this is a piece of information about parent teachers meeting. So meetings is also informed by the notices. Now here the next is an arranged visit by an eminent person. If any visits which will be taken place in the future, that it is already arranged, that if I'm going to tell you, if any eminent person, suppose brigadier will be visiting, so there will be notice given by the authority that the brigadier will be visiting tomorrow this time, so you have to be very particular about the time and you have to do this things. So you just always keep in mind, if the Prime Minister is visiting the Varanasi, so already you can see many times that he visited our city. So always a piece of information will be given by the district magistrate. So to the all the public, those who are living in this Varanasi. So that is, if any eminent person are visiting our city or our school, so that time the information will be given in the form of notice. So that we always keep in. These are all things or topics will be given in the form of the notice. This is the information about these things will be given in the form of notice. So that we will always keep in our mind, but in a very formal way, not in an informal way. So now next is declaration of holidays. This is always, we are waiting for this, that holidays notice, when it will come. So when ma'am will be going to announce this notice. So this is also a very waiting, you can say, the notice. So this is also announced by the notice, because it is giving you information about when will your holiday will be begin, and on which occasion the holiday will be. So that is given by the notice, because this is also a piece of information which is given by the authority for the holiday. So we are coming to the last point, birth and marriages. Birth and marriages are also announced, or you can say conveyed by notice, because if it is written in the cards, you can see that it is written that this marriage will be solemnized on this date. So it is also a kind of notice, because it is informing you about the timing, about the things, the event which is going to take place. So this notice is a piece of information to in a written part, that is written in the very formal way, very concise way, to inform people in a formal way. That is called notice. So always remember, notice is not a letter. You are informing, you are giving any information regarding a sport event, a cultural event, change in rules and regulation, or meetings, and arrange visit by an eminent person, and a declaration of holiday and birth and marriages. So these are the topics on which we can write notice and we can give information about this. So always keep in your mind, notice. A notice is a short composition meant to formally communicate a piece of information about some event or happening to a group of people of whom it may concern. So notice is a piece of information. In a very formal way it is written, and it is giving information about any event, which is I have written on the board that you can see. So regarding this you can get notices. From notice you can understand what will be going to happen. So it is very important part of English grammar, and it's having a format also that we are going to discuss. So before writing the format of notice writing, we should see the guidelines. How to write notice, that we always keep in our mind. The format I will give you, but before going to learn about format, I would like to give some guidelines that you have always keep in your mind while writing notice. So first thing, a notice is written within a box. It should be a rectangular box. In that you will write notice. So whenever you are writing a notice, you should draw a box, a rectangular box. Then you will start writing your notice inside the box. So first point, it is clear to you, I hope. Now the second, the word notice, N-O-T-I-C-E, will be written in the block letter at the top of the box. If you have drawn a box, a rectangular box, the notice N-O-T-I-C-E will be written at the top of the box. So it should be in the capital letter or block letters, notice. Now after that, date, time and name of the institution is clearly mentioned. If you are writing a notice, so it must be, you have to be very confirmed which institution and organization is releasing this notice. So before writing this, you have to be mention notice over there, then your institution or organization which is releasing this notice, the name should be there in a very clear way, and the date and the time will always be there. So which date you are releasing this, writing this notice or releasing this notice, date will be always there, and the time, on which time you are writing this notice. So that is clearly mentioned on the top. These things clearly mentioned at the top of the notice. Now we are moving to the next. Next is notice includes all the relevant details. It means when you are conducting this event. Suppose if you are conducting a painting competition, so you have to be mentioned there will be a painting competition, inter-school, yeah, whatever, you just add something on as the occasion tells you that you can write. So this way you have to be mentioned which event you are organizing and at when and where venue should be written inside. When the date will be mentioned and venue should be mentioned over there. Otherwise, it is very difficult to understand any participant that what is written inside this notice, because you are writing in a very concise way, in a very brief way, and you have to be mentioned the date, time and event name. So that this is very important for you. So whenever you are writing notice, you have to be very particular about this date, time, notice, where and when, and the venue you have to be given. Now, but one thing, all thing you will write, but you have to be very concise, very brief way you should write the notice. Otherwise, it will become a letter. Also, there is no use. So you have to be in a 2-3 line, more than 50 words. You cannot allow to write a notice. So that you always keep in mind. So I and we should be avoided. If you are writing a notice, it is not your letter, it is not a message. You are writing a notice. You are giving this notice to the public or a group of people. So that is why you have to be very particular about this. You are just avoid to use I and we. So this you always keep in your mind. And next is the name and designation of the issuing authority is mentioned at the end of the notice. Whenever you concluded the notice, you have to be mentioned the designation and you can say who is issuing this notice. That name and designation should be mentioned at the end of the notice. That you always remember, because these are the points which we always keep in our mind. Otherwise we get confused, we will write something else, so your marks will be deducted. So this is very short composition of writing, so we have to be very particular about it. So we should write in a very concise way, very clean way, neat way, and whenever you are writing notice, NOTICE will be mentioned at the top of the box, and then you just write your institution name and then you start all the things. So that you always keep in your mind. So let's start the format, discussing about format of notice writing. Now we are going to discuss about format of notice writing. First of all, we should draw a rectangular box. A box should be there. So this we always keep in our mind, that we should draw a box. First of all, we are drawing a box. Then always remember that name of institution always at the top of the box. So first thing we are going to write, name of institution will be there. After name of institution, we will write notice, NOTICE. This will be after the name of institution, we will write notice. Then at the left side, you will write date. Today is, date should be mentioned over there. So I am writing format. So that is why I have written over here date. But you are not supposed to write date over here. You just write down 28 August 2020 at the left of the corner after notice. Now what we are going to write, topic. Topic should be mentioned center of the notice. After writing notice and date, we will write the topic, on which topic you are writing a notice, on which topic you are going to inform to the people. So that topic will be there, that subject we are going to write. So suppose you are writing organizing orientation program, orientation program for parents of class 7. So this topic should be mentioned after notice. And then we will start writing the content. What content? So you will write the content about what is inside this notice and what you are going to inform to the people or parents. That you are going to inform that there will be a orientation program regarding this, and on which date, which time, and venue should be there. So these three things we should always keep in mind whenever you are writing content. Content should always have place, or you can say venue, date, and time. These things we should always going to be mentioned in the content. Then your notice will be complete. So venue should be there, date should be there, and time. On which time parents are coming, on which time parents are supposed to come, that you will always mention. Because without this, without timing, the parents are not fully informed, so they are not able to understand when they will come. So this you always keep in your mind. Whenever you are writing notice, you have to be mentioned place, time, and date if it is required. If it is not required, so you just don't use this. If it is required, you have to be mentioned. If you are organizing something, so the venue is required. So if you are organizing an event, you have to be mentioned the venue or place where you are organizing this event. So that you have to be mentioned. So after this, when you are completing this content or main body, you can say this notice, then we are going to write at the end what is the program. Program will be mentioned already, and you just informing about this. And after that, you will writing here signature. Who is the organizer? Who is organizing this orientation program? So that you are going to write over here. So organizer is the name of designation. First of all, signature should be there. You will write your initial, then name and designation. Name and designation. Designation should be there. So this way you will write a notice in a proper way. First of all, what you will do, you just draw a rectangular box, then you will write institution name, name of institution or organization, then you will write notice. It should be in block letter. Then you just leave one line, you just write down date, and then topic you should mention. Here the content you will start writing, the program, on which program you are writing this notice to inform. Now place should be there or venue should be there, date, time, and after that you will going to write your name if you are producing a notice. So that is why you have to be mention your name over here, or your designation, on which designation you are working. So because you are the responsible personality, that is why you are issuing a notice. So that is why you have to mention your designation. So this is always remember, notice is not a letter, it is information. It is a very short composition of writing, and it is piece of information which is given by any organization, any society, any authority which having their designation. So if you are a school captain, you can give notice. If you have any designation, you can mention over here. So that time you will produce a notice. So we are going to discuss about how to write notice, because we have already done format, and now it is time to solve some questions because it is very important whenever we are solving or writing some notice on the different topics, then we able to understand how to start writing notice. So I am giving you one question, and on that topic we are going to write notice. So I have written one question, that is, imagine you are the principal of a school. Write a notice to announce that a school will remain closed on the occasion of Vijayadashmi. So this is the occasion from which you are going to announce the holiday. So now we are going to write a notice on that topic. So first of all, we should draw a rectangular box, which is already drawn over here. You can see this is a rectangular box. Then first of all, we are studying in the Army Public School, so that is why we are writing Army Public School. This is our institution name. Then notice should be mentioned in a block letter that we have understand. Now date because we are giving a notice regarding Vijayadashmi. So that is why I am writing over here 29 September 2020. Now, and then topic should be there. School holidays. Okay. So then we are going to start. The school will remain closed from 30th September 2020 to 3rd October 2020 on the occasion of Vijayadashmi. So at the end of this notice we will write signature and name and then designation. That all thing we have written, whatever we have read in that question, that we have mentioned Army Public School, the institution name, then notice, NOTICE notice, then date, then topic, or you can say the heading will be there, and after that we have written the main content of the notice. And in this content you can see the date is mentioned over here and the occasion, on which occasion the school has been closed, that we have already mentioned in this notice. And now what is left? That is signature, name and designation. So designation is principal. So we will write principal, and now the signature will be here and name should be there. So this way we can write an notice regarding holiday. So I hope you have understood how to write notice, and this topic I will be continuing in the next video also, because this is very important topic about writing. Notice writing is a very important part of English grammar of writing. So that is why I will be repeating in the next video also. Few notices we will practice in that videos. And if you have any doubt, So you can ask me in your English online classes, and I hope it is very clear to you that how to start notice, how to write notice. We have discussed today why there is need to write notice, on which occasions we should write notice, and the guidelines which is given already, and the format I have discussed with you, and one example we have practiced over here. So in next video we will meet again with the another topic. We will write a notice. So till then, bye bye and take care.